The transfer portal is changing nearly every day. No, seriously, there are nearly hundreds of new players who enter the portal every week. There are a lot of talented players that are currently in the portal, and some players who are going to be absolute game changers at their new programs. Today, we're going to be taking a look at the 10 best players who are still currently in the transfer portal. Before we get to today's video, make sure to smash that subscribe button and turn on those notifications if you're new to my channel. If you're watching this video, odds are you're a college football fan, and odds are you aren't subscribed to my channel. So make sure to join the best college football community here on YouTube. Also, if you could take a second and give this video a thumbs up, I would greatly appreciate it. It really helps the algorithm of the video and helps share it with more college football fans. The biggest player currently on the market is Caleb Williams. We've never seen a player like this enter the transfer portal, but something like this might become the new norm in college football. You already know the story with Caleb Williams. He was one of the top quarterback recruits in the country a year ago and took the starting job from Spencer Rattler at Oklahoma. After a great season for the Sooners, Williams opted to enter his name into the transfer portal. I dropped a video yesterday where I discussed the potential landing spots for Williams, so make sure to go check out that video if you haven't done so yet. This is interesting seeing him in the portal, as I don't know if it's just so he can see potential NIL deals or if he truly wants to get out of Oklahoma. In his post, he said he might end up back with the Sooners, so does he really want to leave? Who knows? Either way, seeing a player of this magnitude in the portal after the success he had last season is truly shocking. But, like I said, this is just the way of college football now, and it's something that we need to get used to. I was shocked when I saw Brandon Joseph's name in the portal the other day. He broke out as one of college football's best young safeties in 2020. He earned consensus All-American honors in his redshirt freshman year and had 6 interceptions. According to Pro Football Focus, Joseph gave up just 8 catches for 50 yards on 362 snaps in coverage last year. Entering 2021, he was a preseason All-American, and many considered him to be one of the best defensive players in the entire country. This fall, he was named second team All-Big Ten after he recorded 80 tackles with 3 interceptions. However, Northwestern was awful in 2021 and took a major step back after they were in the Big Ten Championship in 2020. Brandon Joseph is a player who could potentially be a first-round pick in 2023, so he's certainly going to be one of the biggest commodities on the market currently. Mario Williams is one of the newest names to enter the transfer portal and is one of the newest names who's going to be leaving Oklahoma this offseason. At this point, it seems like every week Oklahoma's losing one of their top players. Williams was one of the top wide receiver recruits of his class and was expected to have a stellar career at Oklahoma. As a freshman this past year, he caught 35 passes for 400 yards with 4 receiving touchdowns. He was right near the top among all 3 categories for the Sooners and had a few games in which he looked like their best weapon. He had a great connection with Caleb Williams, so I wouldn't be surprised if Mario Williams potentially ends up wherever Caleb goes. Jared Verse is actually one of the hottest names currently in the transfer portal, and it seems like nearly every top program has offered him since he entered. No, seriously, last I checked, he has about 30 offers from the best programs in the entire country. While at Albany, Verse won the CAA Defensive Rookie of the Year in the spring and earned All-American honors this fall. Between both seasons, he played a combined 15 games and racked up 75 tackles, 21.5 tackles for loss, 14.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. He's only going to keep getting better, and a team is going to be landing a defensive nightmare for years to come. I've talked about Cameron Ward already in previous transfer videos, but he's still on the market. In 2021, he played 2 full seasons at the FCS level because of them playing in the spring and the fall. Now, listen to these combined numbers between his 2 seasons. He had 7,000 passing yards with 74 total touchdowns. To make it even better, he was only a true freshman back in the spring. He took home the Jerry Rice Award, which goes to the top freshman at the FCS level. Ole Miss was able to get him on campus for a visit before the dead period, and that seems like the best option for him. That is, if Ole Miss doesn't land Caleb Williams. Ward's former coach is now the offensive coordinator at Washington State, so he'll take a visit there. We recently saw Bailey Zappi have massive success after making the jump from the FCS level to the FBS, and Cameron Ward just might be the next great quarterback to do so. Casey Thompson is still sitting in the portal after entering after the arrival of transfer quarterback Quinn Ewers. Thompson started majority of the snaps for Texas in 2021 after he waited 3 years behind Sam Ehlinger. In 12 total games, he threw for over 2,100 yards with 24 passing touchdowns and 9 interceptions, while also adding 4 rushing touchdowns offense as well. Now, I totally get Casey Thompson not wanting to stick around at Texas, as he kind of got the shaft with Ewers coming in. Let's be real, there's going to be a competition, but Texas wants Ewers to be the starter. Thompson now has a chance to finish his collegiate career with another program, and I think he has a chance to be really solid. He looked really good for Texas last year, and he did it while dealing with injuries. Quietly, Casey Thompson could be one of the best quarterbacks on the transfer market and is going to make a team very happy this offseason. Isaiah Neyor is one of the better big playmakers in all of college football. He appeared in only 4 games and was limited in 2020, but he really left his mark. He had 8 receptions for 248 yards, averaging 31 yards a catch. We saw what he could do over a full season in 2021, and he lived up to the hype with Wyoming. He finished the season with just under 900 receiving yards while averaging exactly 20 yards a catch, one of the highest rates in all of college football. He also had 12 receiving touchdowns, which is absolutely crazy considering he had only 44 receptions. So every 4 catches he had was a touchdown. He was named second team All-Mountain West in 2021. His 13 catches of 30 plus yards were the second most in the conference and top 10 in the country. And through his first 2 years, he's averaging 19 yards per touch. Over the second half of his season, he was emerging as one of the top receivers in the country. He had a receiving touchdown in 6 straight games to close the season and had 8 during that span. He had 2 games with at least 125 receiving yards as well. Arguably one of the best offensive linemen currently available in the portal is former Louisiana guard Osiris Torrence. He started immediately as a true freshman for the Ragin' Cajuns and was a freshman All-American. The 3-year starter earned first-team All-Sun Belt honors this season and graded out as the 4th best offensive guard in the FBS according to Pro Football Focus. He was one of the best run blockers in the country as well, and hasn't allowed a sack in his entire career. With 2 years of eligibility remaining, he looks like one of the biggest names among offensive linemen in the entire nation. Currently, he's projected to go to the Gators, which makes sense as he'd be following his former head coach, Billy Napier. Isheem Young shared Big 12 Defensive Freshman of the Year honors in 2020 after a great redshirt freshman season. He followed that up in 2021 by being named second team All-Big 12. The safety was graded out as the Big 12's best defensive back against the run last year. Through the first 2 seasons of his career at Iowa State, he's racked up over 100 tackles with 3 interceptions, 5 pass breakups, and 5 forced fumbles. Upon leaving Iowa State, he had started 19 straight games for the Cyclones. We'll wrap up this video with Taj Harris, who is one of the better wide receivers that's currently in the portal. During his time at Syracuse, he had 151 receptions for over 2,000 receiving yards and 10 receiving touchdowns. His best season came during 2020 when he had career highs across the board, finishing with 58 catches, 730 receiving yards, and 5 receiving touchdowns in 10 games. He got an early start on his recruitment by entering the portal in October of 2021 and committed to Kentucky in November, but due to transfer credit problems, he had to back out and is currently still in the portal. So where do you think some of these players are going to end up? Are there any other players in the portal who should have been on this top 10 list? Let me know in the comments down below. If you haven't done so yet, now is the perfect time to smash that subscribe button and join the community here on YouTube. If you love college football, then this is definitely the place for you. Oh, and make sure to drop a like on this video as well, as it really helps the algorithm and helps share the video with more college football fans. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.